Hi, I am Kenny Ingram. I'm the Global Industry Director for the construction sector for IFS. Is there a revolution in off-site manufacturing? Definitely yes. I think from an IFS point of view, we sell business systems into this sector. We've seen a steady growth for the last 5 years, but this year in particular we've seen massively accelerated growth, which I think is a major indicator. Taking a couple of examples outside IFS, obviously LNG Homes, part of Legal & General, set up a plant to build off-site manufactured homes. I think a very good example of how the industry is changing. And another example, Bryden Wood, they build what you might call flat pack modules to build into a variety of industries, but they're building, for example, pharmaceutical plants for SmithKline Beecham all over the world. And interesting enough they claim to be able to do that 60% faster and at 70% of the labour cost and to a higher quality with unskilled labour, which I think is a fantastic example of what can be achieved by using these types of methods. I think if you think about the challenges that you need to go through to make this transition to effectively a more vertically integrated business, then at the heart of that, you effectively need to become a manufacturing business as well as a construction business. And that is a big change because most companies in the industry today don't understand what manufacturing is about. So that is probably the most fundamental change. And at the end of the day, that means changing the processes, the skills, and probably the business systems to support that whole process. So I think fundamentally it's a massive culture change and it needs a proper strategy to drive that. So the question is, how do subcontractors and contractors prepare for the change to this new business model in terms of moving to an off-site or modular manufacturing world? I think fundamentally, if you think about the change we're asking them to make, it's pretty big. And in terms of we're trying to move an organisation that's maybe a traditional construction company to be a manufacturer, for example, and most of them don't really understand what a manufacturing business is about. So there's a really big change to start with. And secondly, because we're shipping things to site, we're kind of becoming a logistics company as well as a manufacturing company, as well as a construction company. So we're really creating a hybrid organisation. And the processes and the skills and the systems we have in place probably don't suit that business model. So we really got to think about how we change that. BIM, I think, is worth mentioning in this discussion as well, because you need BIM to be accurate design data so we can build modules and ship them to site without too much redesign happening after the event. So I think it increases the emphasis on having good, solid BIM data to drive the business process. And to finish, really, I think the first step along this journey is we have to recognise things are changing, and a lot of companies I speak to still haven't really recognised the world is about to change in front of them. So step one, understand there's something about to happen. Step two, have a strategy to deal with it, and then execute that strategy. Because I think if you don't do it, then someone else is going to do it. And we've seen examples like LNG Homes we talked about earlier. There are going to be new entrants to this market from inside the UK, from outside the UK, and from sectors that don't even play in the construction industry today. So I think that's my kind of message in terms of when you get ready to change.